Welcome to Bulls Talk on Pippin and Easy's radio network, and it's a little bit of a somber day. The Bulls, they couldn't pull it off against the Charlotte Bobcats. Of all teams, the Charlotte Bobcats, they beat the Chicago Bulls last night, so we're going to get into talking about that, as well as contests that we have going on. It's going live today. It's brought to you by Mighty Fine Clothing. We're giving away t-shirts for the All-Star game. It's looked like an All-Star contest. There's an article about it on the site right now. It's going until February 15th, and then all the winners will be announced on February 20th, the day of the All-Star game. So we have that to talk about, and we also have a brand new contest to talk about, where we can get you a chance to win tickets to the All-Star game. So we'll talk all about that. It's Bulls Talk on Pippin Ain't Easy Radio Network. So, Bulls Talk, episode 2. We made it through the first episode, and we're hoping you liked that one, and now we're back. Episode 2. And we got all kinds of things to talk about. The Chicago Bulls lose to the Charlotte Bobcats. How embarrassing. The Charlotte Bobcats. And I talked so confidently yesterday as though we were going to win. So, I don't even know where to begin with that one, because it's exactly what was happening against the Nets and the 76ers. Two teams that there's no way that you should lose to them. And you find a way to lose to them. It's just beyond me. But first, I want to talk about the contest we got going on. It's Mighty Fine Clothing. It's bringing us some t-shirts that we're going to give away. It's the Look Like an All-Star contest. And here's the deal. You go on to pippinainteasy.com, and we're going to have you send us your favorite Bulls memories. This is inspired by the 20th anniversary, because this year's the 20th anniversary. The very first NBA title won by the Chicago Bulls back in the 1991 season. It was the first of 6 in an 8-year period. So we're going to go, it's commemoration, and it's in honor of the All-Star game. Hopefully we can get Derrick Rose to the All-Star game, so don't forget to vote. You still have, I think it's like 10 or 11 days left to vote to get Derrick Rose into the All-Star game. And Carlos Boozer. Everybody, vote Bulls for the All-Star. Vote Bulls in 2011 for the All-Star game. But here's the deal. You send in your favorite Bulls memory in 50 words or less. Or 50 words or more. 50 words or less. 50 words or more. And we're going to pick our favorites. If you give us a story that we like, we're going to give you a t-shirt as a reward for telling us, sharing such wonderful Bulls memories with us. So that's the deal. There's a link to the email on the site. There's also a link to Mighty Fine's website, because there's some Mighty Fine clothing on there. They have everything. They got range. You can buy some artsy, like Hello Kitty, whatever thing, if you're into that kind of like stuff. And then you can go buy Chicago Bulls and NBA shirts. I mean, it's a wide range of clothing that you can get on that website. So, Look Like an All-Star contest, brought to you by Mighty Fine Clothing. We're giving away t-shirts. Give us your Bulls memory, we'll give you a t-shirt if we like what we hear. They're cool, and you know you want one. We also have another contest going on where you can win some tickets to the NBA All-Star game. We're going to get to that at the end of the show. Stick around for that. It's a condensed show today, because really the only thing to talk about is the Bulls getting embarrassed in Charlotte by the Bobcats. The Bulls dropped to 8-10 on the road. And I don't know what Michael Jordan's doing with the Bobcats, but I guess as of late, it's really starting to work. DJ Augustine had a double-double last night, and it was actually kind of a painful sight for Bulls fans to see this, but Michael Jordan was applauding his team beating the Chicago Bulls last night. He was, in the final seconds as they were taken down, there was Michael Jordan. He was clapping away. So that might have been a little painful of a sight to see, but the Bulls learned firsthand that Michael Jordan's not only a good basketball player, but he might actually turn out to be a pretty good owner. DJ Augustine, though, 22 points. He had his career-best 12 assists last night. He only had 1 turnover. And he hit 4 free throws down the stretch, and that really just killed the Bulls. And it's the Bobcats have won 6 times in 8 games since Larry Brown was fired by Michael Jordan. So obviously something's working there. I must have misspoken, or I was drunk on a win that we hadn't gotten yet yesterday when I said that the Bobcats were a team that the Bulls should win. Because at the time it seemed like a team that only had 14 wins was a team that you can beat, but I guess I was very wrong about that. Carlos Boozer had 23 points and 14 rebounds, so he had another decent game. And then there was Derrick Rose, who only had 17 points. And it seems whenever he shoots under 20 points, he scores under 20. It's the Bulls just are a mess. He 7 for 7 from the free throw line, but so Derrick Rose has an off game. It just seems that the Bulls cannot get anything done. Carlos Boozer had 23 points, and that used to be enough to lift us past these bogus teams like the Bobcats and the Nets and the 76ers, but not anymore. So, or maybe there's something else going on, because Luol Deng, he had 22 points. And when does Luol Deng go over 22 points? I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. Perhaps you can look at the bench. Kyle Korver, he did hit. He had some 3-point shots there because he's just a 3-point master. He'll carve it up from the 3-point line. He had 9 points, and Ronnie Brewer finished with 3, and Taj Gibson 4. They came off the bench. Ronnie Brewer played 33 minutes, and then there's Keith Bogans. Keith Bogans played 15 minutes and scored 2 points, and he's still starting. I don't know. He'll probably have another game where he scores 6 or 9 points, and he'll remain a starter because for some reason he's got starting talent, and one of these guys on the bench they just seem to be better off the bench. It doesn't seem like a good idea to anybody to put them in the starting lineup like Ronnie Brewer or Kyle Korver. They're perfectly capable of playing in the starting lineup, but night after night they stay on the bench. And 17 minutes for Kyle Korver. You give him 33 minutes that Ronnie Brewer had, or the 15 that Keith Bogans had, he gets way more than 9 points, and the Bulls might actually win that basketball game. Because they did lose. It was 96-91. They lost by 5 points. So, you get 2 more 3-pointers from Kyle Korver. He finishes with 15 points, and the Bulls win. So, I don't even know what's going on with Keith Bogans. I've been trying to figure it out, and I can't fathom what anybody is thinking by keeping Keith Bogans in. How anybody is properly putting together that it's a good idea. It's detrimental to the team's success to keep Keith Bogans in the game, because obviously it's not. Obviously something's not working. But that's probably why I'm not the coach. There must be something going on there. But anyways, Bulls lose 96-91 to the Charlotte Bobcats. Next up, they have the Indiana Pacers on Friday. That game's at the United Center. Bulls are looking to win their 26th game. And then on Saturday, it's the game against the Heat. So that's the big game. And so far, I came up with 2 theories the other day. Either the Bulls are going to treat these 2 games like practices and go hardcore, or they're going to treat them like practices and kind of float through them and then go hardcore against the Heat. It looks like it's going to be that last theory that I have. That they're going to go kind of float through these games like they're nothing because, it's just the Bobcats, it's just the Pacers, and then gear up against the Heat, which is not something that you want to do. That's not a very good strategy if you're an NBA team trying to compete in the Eastern Conference where you have titans like the Magic and the Celtics and the Heat, teams that are just stacked and loaded and ready to beat you, and ready to beat teams like the Nets, the Bobcats, and the 76ers. I don't know what's going on. But Derrick Rose, he'll have a good game like he did against the Pistons, and then he'll come up with a game against the Bobcats where he only scores 17 points. And then Carlos Boozer, he was the leader of the team. He had another double-double. So that kind of counteracted DJ Augustine's double-double. He had 23 points, 14 rebounds, and a steal. And Augustine had 22 points, 3 rebounds, but he had 12 assists. So I don't know what's going on there. The only thing really you can do, or the only therapeutic thing I can do, is move on from the loss onto the Pacers game. And at this point, all you can do is really pray that the Bulls don't just lay down. Because the more they lay, or maybe the strategy is that if they lay down and they show that if they're playing dead against these teams, that the Heat will come in the United Center on Saturday, not play 100%, and then you can sneak one out against the Heat. But really, that's not the way I'd want to beat the Heat. I want to beat them toe to toe. I wouldn't want to sneak past them. Maybe if it was a playoff situation and they were facing elimination, then you can use all the aces up your sleeve. But a mid-season meeting against the Heat at the United Center, I don't know. A win's a win, I guess. So Friday it's the Pacers. Saturday it's the Heat. Game against the Bobcats is in the past. We'll just chalk that up as, I don't know what you want to chalk that up as. Poor basketball is really the only thing you can chalk it up to. So we'll end the show today with a contest. They're notifying you of a contest. We have the opportunity to give you 2 tickets to the NBA All-Star Game in LA this year. So all you need to do is and it's brought to you by FanVibe. And FanVibe, if you haven't heard of them, it's a really cool thing. It's like you can virtually check into the games that you're watching, and you can trash talk with other fans. Like if you've ever gone onto like the ESPN iPod app, and you can go into, I think it's like section 140 or something. There's a tab, section 140, and you can talk to other fans. This is the same thing, except they give you tickets and stuff. So it makes it that much better than the ESPN one. And they've got partnerships with the NBA, Turner Sports, Comcast, And it's been named one of the 4 sports startups that get it by Mashable and Octagon. So it's a pretty credible site. And all you need to do is this. You need to visit their website, or their Facebook, at facebook.com/fanvibe, and tell them why you deserve to win the tickets. And then you get extra points if you want to include a photo, and they encourage creativity. So facebook.com/fanvibe. Tell them why you deserve tickets to the All-Star Game. You get bonus points for creativity and photos. Or you can tweet them on why you deserve to win the tickets. And there's ways you can add your photos in. You can tweet your photos. All you have to do is add the hashtag FanVibe. So hashtag capital F FanVibe. So capital FANVIBE. So that's what you do, and then the contest will run from January 17th to February 6th, and the winner will be announced on February 7th. So win tickets to the All-Star Game. So you can not only look like an All-Star for the All-Star Game, but you can go to the All-Star Game. And that's a pretty sweet deal. So that's FanVibe, facebook.com/fanvibe. Tell them why you deserve to win tickets to the All-Star Game. You get bonus points for creativity and photos if you want to do it. And you can win tickets to the All-Star Game. So that's Bulls talk for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll break down the game against the Indiana Pacers, and then we'll also maybe get into a little bit more talk about the Heat. And we might even break down some NBA D-League things. We got some players in the NBA D-League that are emerging as some forces, and they might even be able to get called up and help out in situations where you're playing teams like the Bobcats and you should win. At least if you're going to lose to the Bobcats, lose with the D-League roster. Do not lose with Derrick Rose and Carlos Boozer, Luol Deng. Don't lose with that roster like you did last night. So that's Bulls Talk for today. We'll catch you tomorrow. Visit the site, pippinainteasy.com, for your chance to win a t-shirt, a Chicago Bulls t-shirt, courtesy of Mighty Fine. And visit the facebook.com/fanvibe so you can win those tickets to the NBA All-Star Game. And then you can tell us all about it. At Pippin Ain't Easy, you can represent the Bulls, you can represent Pippin Ain't Easy, you can represent everything. You can go to the All-Star Game in LA and have a great time. So we'll see you tomorrow. That's Bulls Talk for today on Pippin Ain't Easy Radio. I'm Josh Hill. We'll catch you tomorrow.